Alright, I have finally got my Mazdaspeed Miata dyno tuned. Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing some of the dyno pulls when I got it dynoed. It had 300 engine horsepower and about 285 to the wheels. And then I'm going to go and take this thing out onto the road and do some second, third, and fourth gear pulls so you can see what it does at that horsepower. First, I thought I would start off with some of the things that I did to the car, like the turbo. The turbo is a Evo 3 16G turbo made by BNR. And what they do is they take the stock turbo and they just use the turbine housing and they gut it all out and they put a different center section and a different compressor wheel, turbine wheel onto it. So it's basically an Evo 3 16G turbo, and it's good for about 380 horsepower, and that's plenty enough in this car. My clutch is just a stage 2. It can only get like 353 foot-pounds of torque. But what I've done to the engine itself here is I put in Wiseco pistons and Manley rods so that it could handle the extra horsepower. I wish I would have got the Wiseco rings, which have a little bit more spring tension. The Supertech piston rings, they have half the spring tension as stock, so it's almost like your car's kind of old, but like it's supposed to give you like more horsepower or something. But I wish I would have got the other rings. That's the only thing. And this little gizzy right here, this one is the do-it-yourself auto-tune boost control solenoid, or I got it from like Megasquirt. I have a Megasquirt Pro ECU on this car, and I'll show you that right now. Yeah, this is the Megasquirt Pro ECU specifically for the Mazdaspeed Miata, and I just made some brackets and stuff myself so that it fits in there. And I like at ECU, it was like relatively inexpensive, and I got the car tuned pretty well. And then the other thing that I did is the air fuel meter. I got it in a sleeper position so it doesn't look like I have any gauges, and it faces the driver's seat. So like here's where my head would be, so I can just kind of go like this and look over and it faces me. But I made like a little bracket on there. I bent it 180 degrees, and then I put a 45-degree bend in it and then a 45-degree twist into it to get it to face me like that. But I don't have any other gauges over here for now. The ECU has a boost meter or whatever, a boost gauge on it already, so I didn't need it to get it tuned, but I'm going to have one on the pillar up there just for the fun of it. Then the next thing I did to the car right here is I made my own custom intake, and I wanted to get the Amsoil air filter right here on the car because it filters down to like 2 microns, and it has like nanofibers in it which allow more air to flow through it. So it's like a real high flow air filter, and it's dry, and I hardly ever have to clean that dang thing because it's just dry and the dirt hits it and just like blows right off of it. But I had to make like a 3-inch pipe right here. I need to make some brackets, you know, maybe fit a bracket from here to there and get it welded or braze it myself and make it like a bracket here maybe, or pull a bracket off of this so it will hold that in place. And then this middle section right there, I had to get something from the hardware store real quick because I wanted to go get it tuned now and didn't want to wait for somebody to fabricate one for me. So I used some hardware store parts, and I thought, well, if they're on my car, I'll shine them up, make them look good. And that's what I did right there. But I'm going to make several intakes for this car later on and have them like all welded up and everything. And then these intercooler pipes right here, I got them from Corksport, and they are just awesome. I got the last set of them, and I can't believe I got the last set. I was really lucky because I didn't want to fabricate like all these pipes and all that on my car, and there's one of them over here that goes down and around here to the intercooler. And I got me a Eba Intercooler. It was like 60 bucks or something. I think it's called a Delta Fin. You know, it lets more air flow through it quicker or something like that, but it cools down my intake charge sufficient. It's about double the size as the stock intercooler. I got like some little do-it-yourself thing I think I put onto YouTube there, but I made that. And I guess that's all for now. I guess I'll go and get the dyno tune part of this video and then do some pulls out on the highway. So I'll see you here in a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to say about the boost control solenoid right here. What I like about this boost control solenoid is that you can control boost in the different gears. So if you got wheel spin in second gear, what you can do is you can dial down the boost in second gear, but yet have higher boost in like third, fourth, fifth, whatever. You know, you could choose your boost in the gears. And then another thing that it does is it will hold the wastegate from opening until the very last second. And so you're getting all the spool up of the turbo as you can possibly get. So that's what I got right there. The way that I wired it is it goes up this main wire bundle right there, and then I got these quick disconnect fittings. Like, they hold really, really well. I'll put them in the description what they're called. I forget what they're called right now, but I love those little things. I got them everywhere, all over the place. You're able to like connect wires really easily. But I got the wires going in there, and they go to the ECU right through here in the firewall. I guess one other thing is the suspension. I'll show you that here in a sec. I figured that with all this extra horsepower and everything, it'd be good to have like a better suspension so the car can handle, you know, higher speed cornering and stuff like that. So I got the 949 Racing Xida coilovers. I have 500-pound springs in the front and then 350-pound springs in the rear, and that's about double what the stock is. And I'll put the stock spring rates or whatever in the description or somewhere, and I'll show you the coilovers right here, what they look like. And then there they are. I got the double springs, and then I think they're called like pillow balls or something like that on the upper mounts. It allows the things to rotate freely. They're the billets upper mounts, and I set the suspension height to 4.5 inches right here where you jack the car up, and then in the rear I have it at the same height. And as far as the little settings that are on the suspension itself, I have it 4 clicks from the softest setting in the front on both sides, and then in the rear I have it 3 from the softest settings. And I feel like the car handles pretty good. I could go around back roads in like 5th gear, and sometimes even in 6th gear run tight corners because my entry speeds are like much quicker now. And then I got the 949 Racing wheels on the car with 225s. I may go up to like a little bit wider tire, and these are the 9-inch wheels, but I like them. They're in the, I think there's the beryllium color, but that's my suspension, tires, and what I did so I can handle the extra horsepower. But I guess now we're gonna go off to the dyno tune and do some pulls on the highway. Thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. I plan on getting this thing re-dynoed to 325 to 350 horsepower, so I'll be making plenty more videos. So see you next time.